Cupertino Senior Television Productions, in cooperation with the League of Women Voters of Cupertino-Sunnyvale, is pleased to present an analysis of the measures on the June 2010 ballot.
Now, Proposition 14 looks to be a little bit more of a battle. What's going on there?
Proposition 14 is also a constitutional amendment. If it passes, elections for congressional, statewide, and legislative races will change, especially in the primary. Right now, voters only see candidates from their own party on the ballot in the primary election. And there's a perception that because party loyalists are the people most likely to vote in a primary, candidates with views that appeal strongly to their party's base are more likely to win a primary election, even if more centrist candidates might have more appeal in a general election, more likely to win over moderates of the other party and independent voters. Proposition 14 is a response to this perceived polarization of candidates. The people who put it on the ballot are hoping that nonpartisan primaries might result in elected officials who are themselves less partisan. If Proposition 14 passes, voters will have all the candidates on their ballot in the primary election, regardless of the voter's party, regardless of the candidate's party. The candidates may or may not even declare a party preference. The two candidates with the most votes, then, regardless of their party, will go on to the general election. The two candidates in the general election could even be of the same party, and in some of our districts, that might be a likely outcome.
So really, two from the same party. What does that do with the minor parties? I mean, right now they have the automatic spot on the general election.
Yes, but now most of us don't see those candidates in the primary election. So really it's just a shift. You'll see a lot more names on the ballot in the primary and then fewer names on the ballot in the general election.
Okay, so then which races does this cover?
This proposition would cover your congressperson, your state assembly person and state senator, the members of the Board of Equalization, and those statewide elected offices like governor, secretary of state, treasurer, attorney general. It does not affect presidential primaries. It doesn't affect the superintendent of public instruction. The superintendent of public instruction, that is already a nonpartisan office, and of course it won't affect party political offices. There will be some costs at the local level to implement Proposition 14 because it changes the way elections are run. The legislative analyst estimates those costs won't be very large, but our simulations show that some counties might need to buy new election equipment if they can't make those changes on their current equipment. What are people saying about Proposition 14?
Well, the people in favor say that Proposition 14 will help elect more practical office holders who are more open to compromise. Senator Maldonado is the best known proponent, and officials in AARP and the Chamber of Commerce signed ballot arguments for it. People against Proposition 14 say that candidates will be able to hide their party affiliation, so voters may be fooled as to where a candidate really stands. Signing arguments against Prop 14 are officials from firefighter, school, and nursing employee associations, and of course the political parties are not in favor.